Welcome to FX Street. Thank you for joining us this morning, afternoon, or evening. We're going to be talking about SafeMoon, but before we before we go into those technicals, I encourage you to head on over to YouTube, hit that subscribe button, join our channel, follow us on Twitter at FXS Crypto, and you can follow myself at JustAnalysis1. SafeMoon is probably one of the best definitions of what a shite coin is. It doesn't even have, on my professional software, Optima, SafeMoon doesn't even show up as a data feed. So there's only a few places that it's available for trading. And one of them is on Gate.io, which has a pretty impressive offering. This isn't I don't use Gate.io. It's not a condemnation or a praise of it, but just that's where the data is coming from for this analysis. You know, I've looked at it previously several times, always on the 4-hour chart, because ever since it shifted into a new ticker, there's just not a lot of price data. It only goes back to the 16th, so it's not even 2 months old, the history on this ticker data. But, last week looked at a couple, levels to look at that are still valid for the long and the short side. And it looks very much here on the 4-hour chart, at least. Wish it would stop doing that. There we go. It's triggered an ideal bearish Ichimoku breakout on the 4-hour chart, signaling long, strong persistent weakness. It's below the point. Here's what makes it kind of ugly is that the percent B has dropped below 0.2, and the RSI is still above 30, and the RSI is in bear market conditions, which means the oversold levels are 30 and 20. The overbought levels are 55 and 65. Yeah, when it got up to 65 recently on the 2nd, that's where it started to see selling pressure. And that's been pretty consistent ever since, going back to February 7th, where it did move up a little bit higher. But otherwise, it still looks fairly weak here. From an oscillator perspective, there's some substantial downside pressure that could still occur. And price action also confirms that. Rather, the oscillators confirm further downside pressure. The levels that are going to need to be watched, if people are looking for a short, is below the last swing here in the second to last swing low in the prior bear flag. So a 4-hour close that is around 0.00108. That would, 0.00105, that would likely be a level that short sellers would be interested in looking to push SafeMoon lower. And at the extremes of where that would be at the 1618 fib expansion. That's on the short side. On the long side, this actually kind of slides up a little bit, but slides down a little to really invalidate any near-term downside movement here. An ideal bullish Ichimoku breakout needs to occur, and that will only happen when the current close is above the cloud and the Chiku span is above the bodies of the candlesticks. And that won't happen. A little bigger there. That won't happen until, currently that would have to happen at 0.0012 even. But as time goes on here, the threshold drops quite a bit, and instead we'll be looking for the cloud itself. So 0.00119, 0.0118, that's where it would need to go. So for right now, it does look very much like it could be continuing into some bearish movement, but at the same time, it did find a swing low, has continued to trend higher. It hasn't broken the swing, and some people might even look at this as I shift it here, trying not to be too sloppy about it. Some people may be looking at this either as a new bull flag or depending on how you want to draw your trend lines. If I can, oh man, the tool set on this is bad, but there is a way to interpret this as a wedge, as a falling wedge too. So it could be entering into the apex of that pattern, and you could see a bounce. But anyways, those are the levels moving forward for SafeMoon. It's kind of a sloppy trade setup, but either way, that's what I see, and I'll update it probably next week sometime. Again, please head on over to YouTube, join our channel, follow us on Twitter, and please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.